This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Mr. Poupart, how are you doing, sir?
What up?
How you feeling, man?
I'm good. Good. Yourself?
Very good. Very good.
Good.
So, your thoughts on the hire of Mike McDaniel?
Ask me in 2 years.
No, I mean, but like for now.
Let's be honest.
What do you like? What you don't like about it? For now, at least.
Okay.
And you're right. You're right.
No,
We've been excited about a ton of them, and they don't work out. JJ, we thought JJ was actually going to give us multiple titles, by the way. Okay. And then Saban and Parcell. None of us know jack shit about this. Okay. None of us really know. But I actually will say this. This is the least sexiest hire ever. The least amount of enthusiasm I've sensed from fans ever. This means this will be the best hire out of all of them.
That I'm not so sure though. There's less enthusiasm about this one than Joe Philbin, because that one was like, oof. Remember Joe?
I had people like, oh, well, help design the offense and all that stuff, and whatever. But I guess so. After we got to know Philbin, I kind of got.
No, even at the time, like, whoa.
I hated the hire from day one. So
no, I did too. Absolutely. Okay. I like it in a lot of different ways. I like the fact that you're getting an offensive coach when it's very clear that it's that side of the ball that really, really needs help. I like the fact that he's super smart, and that doesn't even seem to be a question. That's what everybody says. His players love him. That's also a positive. But the reality, again, but to me, it's going to come down to what kind of coaches he can bring. And if he brings Vic Fangio as his DC and Mike Munchak as O-line coach, sign me up. I'm all aboard. I think that would be a fabulous situation. I think I would probably reserve judgment a little bit until I see what kind of coaching staff he can assemble, because that was one of my concerns with him, as well as Kellen Moore, because they're both young guys. What kind of coaching staff can they put together? Now, we've heard the reports of, and it's interesting because there are conflicting reports now that one of them, that by the national people, that they wanted the new coach to keep most of the defensive coaches intact, which to me doesn't really thrill me, because I've maintained all along, and I'm going to keep maintaining, that it was Brian Flores' defense. And if you keep the same guy, expecting the same guys on defense without Flores and expecting the same results, not real sure that's going to happen. And then there are conflicting reports that he's going to go after Vic Fangio. And if that's the case, like I said, I think that would get me really excited. But there are things to like about the hire, no question about it. And I like the fact that he's got a really good personality, which will be.
I love what, unlike the last guy, this guy has no ego that, oh my God, I got to micromanage everything. Let me bring in a Fangio, and it's kind of like Sean did with Wade Phillips. Like, okay, now I don't have to worry about that third of the team. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's just all in great hands, and I'm done, and I can go do my thing on offense. I love that. I love the fact that he doesn't have the ego getting in his way already from the get-go.
Correct. And I mean, excuse me, as far as we know, he's never been a head coach before. Now is the time where maybe he develops an ego. Hopefully he doesn't, but
well, he's got to have an ego.
No, but you understand what I'm saying, and you.
No, I know what you're saying, but let's not kid ourselves. You don't get to where he's at if you don't have some kind of an ego. You got to have some kind of an ego. It can't be, even though it might be a quiet. Tony Dungy has an ego. He may not show it to you, but he obviously has an ego. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's got to have some kind of an ego, because there has to be a level of confidence to carry you as far as you're going. Ego is part of it.
But there's different levels, and I'll tell you something that may seem very, very stupid to a lot of people, and maybe it is, but to me, it speaks a lot of the guy. Is if you've seen that clip of all his press conference sound bites, and the first one where he's talking about, like, I don't remember the exact words, but telling the reporters, like, is this the time we're going to be physically intimidated by my stature and all that? And the guy's like,
oh, yeah.
And the fact that he can make fun of himself, to me, right away, that's a big point with me.
Yeah, man, of course. Yeah. No, you actually get to cover a human being now, not a freaking robot Yeah, now you get to cover actually a real human being.
or
You're going to cover somebody with a personality.
or somebody who feels the need to make it clear that he's in charge at every single solitary moment.
Right. Yeah. No, exactly. No, but I think you'll have some fun with that at least. I just look, man, I don't think there was outside of Caldwell for me personally. There wasn't a hire that I was, oh my God, what a great hire. This is a home run. There wasn't really that guy anyway. So who the hell knows, man? And if he's willing to, maybe the front office can help him build that staff too. And I think that's also big because there's a lot of experience in that front office. There's guys there that can help him maybe find a couple of assistant coaches that possibly can build things up. Though the one that I'm really intrigued with are who's his offensive line coach, and will he have an offensive coordinator calling plays, or will he call plays? That's what I'm kind of intrigued to find out. You?
Yeah, and I mentioned all along, to me, the biggest addition the Dolphins can make in the offseason, maybe above and beyond any player, is a great offensive line coach. And, the one that's standing out there is Mike Munchak. To me, he's like, screams to me like in neon lights, come and get me, come and get me, come and get me. I mean, that they have to address that and get some experienced guys who have done it before in the NFL. And it's one thing, especially when you have a first-time head coach, he needs guys to get in his ear, and they've been there before. They've been in certain situations, and there are certain coaches on the defensive staff that are fine. I just don't like the idea of keeping everybody on the staff and expecting it to just smooth transition, and we would just pick up right where we left off last year. I don't think that's going to happen in the least.
I hope not, man. So the good thing is we'll see if this whole combination works. By the way, are we getting a presser today? Because I thought we would have a presser today because they want to get it out of the way of the Super Bowl already. Isn't media day tomorrow?
I believe it's tonight. I think that they've changed
tonight?
the media day. I believe that's what they've done in the past couple of years.
Okay,
and I'm not sure as far as the presser yet. We haven't been.
So then they may end up waiting till next week after the Super Bowl. If they don't do it by today, I don't think they do it any deeper into the week because of Super Bowl week. They may end up waiting till next week, and maybe they wait till he hires his coaches and things like that, so he has more things to talk about and keep you guys away from Greer and Ross answering questions really that now they have the ultimate out. Well, there's a lawsuit. We can't comment. So they've got the ultimate bailout on you guys now.
No, correct. Yeah, and it may be that when the press conference does happen, that they'll preface it by saying,
right,
preemptively, listen, guys, it's ongoing litigation. We can't discuss any of it.
Right.
Keep your questions to Mike about the coaching situation.
Yeah. Although you guys somebody's going to ask Mike, well, you took the job, but did the concerns of the lawsuit have anything, dangling there that you shouldn't have taken the job? And he's going to go, well, I'm biracial, so I don't think there's a problem here in that case. Although that part of the Dolphins, they cannot be in that lawsuit. The race part of it, that doesn't fly with the Dolphins, dude. They're pretty diverse overall.
No, and Flores never alleged that either. He's just talking about, and in his comments when he went on the national television rounds last week, he basically was suggesting the Dolphins conducted a smear campaign once they fired him by leaking out like certain incidents to make him look bad and make him look like this guy that nobody could work with.
When he was that guy, by the way.
You said it, not me.
No, I've been saying it for a couple of months. I didn't just start saying it now. I've been saying for months he's been running roughshod through that building. That's nothing new for me.
No, it's not, and it's not exactly a major secret either. And again, you can always go back to look at the guys he hired and look at the turnover on the coaching staff. I mean, that's kind of tells you something.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. So thumbs this way for the hire, not down or up. How's the thumb? Sideways or up or
I mean,
down?
we're certainly not gonna do a Cameron. How about we go like this, like at an angle? Can you see it at an angle?
I like it. I like that. I can. Hey, I'll take that. That's not bad. I think that's kind of accurate, actually.
No,
I
and
think that's good because we can't just go like this, like, oh yeah, it was a great hire, but I'm not doing this either.
no, I'm not. Here's the thing, though, is and again, I hate to be that guy, but I try to be balanced on both sides, and I know everybody's like he's this running game guru and genius, and his schemes and his concept are all that amazing. Here's the thing, though, is I look at the numbers and the stats. You look at the last 5 years of the San Francisco running game. It's not that great where you automatically go, that guy's like he's going to come in and automatically the Dolphin running game is going to be awesome all of a sudden.
Right.
So this is why I kind of like, okay, let's wait a little bit.
No, I'm with you there. The one thing I will give him is that the running game has been pretty good with decent backs. They don't have any. They really don't have great backs at all. So you wonder, and maybe that's their philosophy too, that they have not during that time. They haven't really put out there like a nasty back, right? It's always been guys that are part of a committee, right? That's kind of the way it looks like. Yeah. So
go ahead. I was going to say the great stat is in his 5 years as in charge of the running game, regardless of title, they've had 5 different rushing leaders. Right. Jeff Wilson, Elijah Mitchell, Raheem Mostert, Carlos Hyde, and
well, the Deebo Samuel thing is kind of like intriguing because he's that wide receiver that's really a running back at heart, kind of very and somebody brought it up over the weekend, Cordarrelle Patterson, who is a free agent, by the way, very intriguing type talent that kind of fits what McDaniel was doing with Deebo Samuels. Now, he is not half the receiver that Deebo is. Correct. He's not the route runner that Deebo is. That's always been the problem with Cordarrelle Patterson and why he's never become a really good receiver. But he is a guy that has a knack for the end zone and has a natural instinct to run the ball that you cannot teach. It's just something that comes with it. So maybe something like that might be added to this kind of an offense.
And there's another guy already on the Dolphin roster who is kind of in that same boat. And no, I'm not looking Jalen Waddle. I'm thinking.
No, I know you're going Bowden.
I'm going Bowden. He's a little bit smaller than Samuel, but he's got the same kind of look at him in the open field. That's the thing that jumped out at me when he got here as a rookie. I mean, that guy, he's just like he's got eyes in the back.
I like him, but he's not the physical presence that Deebo is.
No, but that's what makes Deebo kind of unique. I mean, and to me, if you're going to try that move with anybody on the Dolphin roster, I think maybe you see if it can be done with Bowden. Jalen Waddle's way too slight for.
Oh no, I would go sign Cordarrelle Patterson and do it with Patterson.
Well, you're assuming the Falcons don't want to keep him though. That's the thing.
He's a free agent, so
no, I understand that. Like for example, Laken Tomlinson made the Pro Bowl for the first time with the 49ers, and I'm looking on Twitter. Well, the Dolphins should bring him in. Well, yeah, you're assuming that the 49ers are going to try to are not going to try to re-sign him. I mean, it'd be great to have him. Sure, let's go get Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel and every good player the 49ers have. It's not quite that simple.
No, you're right. You're right about that. But he's younger. I'm just saying Cordarrelle Patterson might be a guy that if you're Miami, and I think if Patterson sees he has a conversation, say, hey, we want to use you like Deebo. Nobody's good. Nobody's doing that with him right now. They're not doing that with him in Atlanta. But here they'll say, oh, wait a minute. You're the guy that was doing it with Deebo. You want to do it with me? Okay, yeah. So there might be more incentive for Cordarrelle Patterson to sign here than staying in Atlanta. That's all I'm saying.
No, he's very interesting. Hell of a returner, too.
Yeah, dude. Hell of a returner.
Yeah.
It's a shame, man. Because I remember when he was coming out, and I'm sitting there at I think it was the Combine, yes. And we were at the cigar bar, Nicky Blaine's. And, man, half those guys loved him. Like, they were like just a knack for the end zone and a great athlete and all that. They all questioned whether they could make him a receiver, but they all wanted him on their team because of what he was.
Yep.
And what he is now, actually, you know what I mean? And it's kind of freakish. All right, so what are we expecting here with McDaniel? When do you think there will be a press conference? Because man, it's already noon and they haven't said anything today.
Not sure yet. Not sure yet. It doesn't really matter. I mean, and he's the type of guy too. And I think if the Dolphin fan base is fairly jacked up about it now, I'm going to guess the way he's going to come across in that press conference, Dolphin fans are going to be even more jacked up, because if they're the idea of like winning a press conference, I think he's got the type of personality and quick wit, that I think he's going to absolutely kill it. But
right.
But in the final analysis, it means absolutely nothing if we're going to be honest about it.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL. What are you working on Sports Illustrated so they can bookmark it and check you out?
Yeah, all types of things related to that. I just finished something like basically looking at his journey through, to get to becoming Dolphin head coach, including this really great nugget that I thought, like he's only 38 years old. He will join the Dolphins with the second most prior NFL coaching experience of all the Dolphin coaches they've ever had. Would you care to guess who had the most prior NFL coaching experience?
Oh, Swanstead, right?
No, George Wilson.
Oh God.
Yep.
Really?
George Wilson. George
Holy
Wilson
crap.
had 18 years of prior NFL coaching experience before he joined the Dolphins. And Mike McDaniel, even though he's only 38, 14.
It's got to be so screwed up. People don't realize. For those of you that don't follow, or you don't look at history and you might be young or whatever, George Wilson was the Dolphins' first coach. He also used to play his son. And his son wasn't really a good football player. And they would lose every time they would play his son. And, dude, can you imagine being your father and they're booing your son mercifully throughout the stadium? That is just brutal, dude. Wilson, I heard, was a good man. It's a tough situation.
He was put in a tough spot. I mean, the first coach of the franchise, that's
yeah.
tough.
Yeah, I'm with you there. All right, follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL. And, of course, catch him twice a week here delivering the goods, as he always does. Alain, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
You guys, we'll speak on Thursday.
You got it. There you go. That's our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins Insider Report.